I am the trash. What's up? Welcome to the Virzi Triplets show. Today we have comedian, AGT alumni, and new album coming out, I Am the Trash, comedian Katie K.
Hi.
Which is a phenomenal name.
Yes,
Fantastic
thank you.
Fantastic.
What inspired that?
Yeah.
What inspired the trash?
Oh, I thought you were going to say when getting rid of my last name. No. My last name's horrible. I think just growing up in Arkansas, and then I just talk about a lot of experiences from my life where in the end it seems like I'm the problem.
Okay.
And not Arkansas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I will say? We went to Arkansas on this road trip, and I actually thought Arkansas was amazing. I loved
Depending
Arkansas.
depending on the part, we were in like
Is he okay?
we
went
went to Hot Springs.
Hot Springs
Oh.
and Little Rock.
Yeah.
I was a big
Sure.
fan. That's where we went. We didn't go to Pine Bluff or any of those. That's where I hear the stabbings
Yeah, I didn't
happen.
grow up near anything cool.
Okay.
I
Where,
was in Rogers, Bentonville area, like the northwest corner of nothingness where Walmart started.
hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, sure.
I heard Bentonville was dope. That's like what I heard through the grapevine. I could be wrong.
But again, for us, that's like, you know, we like to think we're not city folk. We are city folk. But
Okay.
like going out there, we're like, man, trees and lake, and this is cool. And then like if we were there for more than a week, we'd be like, this is awful.
Right. What is
So,
there to do but stand
exactly.
in parking lots and talk to your friends in a Walmart parking lot?
Exactly.
That's what we do.
You could do meth.
There's only
Meth. It is, at one point, it was the number one, like, for meth in the United States. But not that that's a bragging right or anything.
I mean, you know,
and
top
you're,
five.
And
Yeah.
you're the problem. You're the trash.
Yeah.
That's why.
Right. I really had to look in the mirror and be like, is it me?
You might be
But you
the
have
mo-
your teeth. That's good.
I do. Thank you
That's
for
very-
noticing.
That is very important.
You might be the most self-reflective person to come out of Arkansas, for
Yes.
sure.
I fled.
That's
Well,
good.
Most people don't leave Arkansas. I feel like
That's
if you're
also
there,
true.
you're
They
in
stay.
Arkansas.
You're a
That's
refugee from Arkansas. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Actual refugees might not agree, but yeah.
probably not. No, it's like
Well,
an American refugee. You know, it's like
Yeah.
This is the closest we've had to one on the podcast. So.
Ahmed. No, no, good.
I think
I'm happy it was me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yes.
we're happy to. You know, we like to support the causes of Arkansas refugees.
Now I'm fixated on which states have the most meth. I think Washington's probably top now, right?
I don't know.
Eastern Washington, isn't it?
At
Eastern
least
Washington.
heroin
Heroin,
for
yeah,
Washington.
different.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you watch comps and it's in Washington, it's like, okay, all these like tweakers in
Yeah.
the woods are like, we're gonna go track them down and see.
Yeah.
Which states do you think have the biggest druggies?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Just based purely off
Florida?
reputation.
Florida?
States with the biggest druggies. I'll name a top 5 in no particular order.
Okay.
Florida, Louisiana, Washington, Oregon, and let's throw a little Midwest in there. Let's go like Nebraska.
Oh.
No.
I don't think
Have you-
Louisiana's one.
Have you,
You don't think so?
have you been to Ohio? Have you seen that
Yeah.
state?
Okay, then Ohio.
Ohio has to
over
be on the
Indiana.
list.
Louisiana, I just think is weird. I think they're just weird people. They have their own way of doing things, and they're just, you know, between Southern, the Creole, all that.
I think there's probably still some drugs involved.
Oh yeah, of course.
We're just alienating one state at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we do it.
Well, our county, we're from Simi Valley. Our county, Ventura County, was actually like one of the highest per capita in heroin for a long time. Yeah,
hear
and they
that?
were like,
Feather
"What,
in
baby?"
your cap.
I know,
Let's go.
right? We were like, at one point, it was deemed our city or a couple cities within the county were like 2 of the top 10 safest cities in America. And then they're like, hey, we have this giant spike of black tar heroin. Whoopsies, a lot of needles. Yeah, exactly.
So much so that they did a Dr. Phil episode on our town
yeah.
where they interviewed people that are hooked on black tar heroin.
And one
And
may,
it's on your resumes now?
Yes.
or-
one may or may not have went to high school and played football.
He played football with us.
Yeah.
I'll say-
Wow.
And after that episode,
LJ?
no.
Name names.
No names.
Clip this out.
It's very tempting.
He's accessible. I'll tell you out there.
Okay.
He was
There's-
always nice to us. I never had a problem.
He
with
was
it.
Oh,
nice.
I thought this was a fall from grace from like a bully.
no.
That we could all just be
you
like,
know, I think he actually cleaned up his shit
I
after
get a glow
Dr.
up.
Phil.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
we were also more of we were kind of a pack of marauding bullies as well.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we didn't like shove kids in lockers, but we definitely were like breaking balls the entire high
So
school.
you were the
experience.
bullies. Okay.
We weren't like, hey nerd, give me your lunch money kind of thing, but it was also like,
Alex thinks that you really weren't. Not in high school. You hung out with like a bunch of the
I'm saying compared to like no one. I feel like no one like.
Alex's
Stuffs
group.
people in
Alex's
lockers.
group of friends. You know how they do like the superlatives at the end of the like.
Yeah.
Alex's group of friends, I swear to God, is most likely to be incels.
Yes.
That was his group of friends.
Oh no.
Alex didn't lose his virginity till 21
Well, I was a
or
late
22.
bloomer, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't, fuck a kid up if I had to. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Usually it is the late bloomers that have something to prove to like hit someone.
Yeah. Well, if you saw the other ones, I don't know if you'd.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you'd say that.
Okay.
Well, do you think because you lived in Arkansas, like you had to do a hard like overcorrect? Because I know a lot of people like if they're raised sheltered, they end up like reverting hard, like the other way.
Yes.
Do you think you had to do a little bit of that?
A little bit, yeah. And I lost my accent, which I think is for the best.
That is absolutely yes.
By lost I mean I actively tried to get rid of as soon as
just gonna
possible.
call.
I was going to ask. Yeah, because I noticed that whenever I go to like the Midwest or anywhere else, I start picking up the accent.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
like
the
that-
worst.
I'm the one person. Who's that one girl in Friends where she goes away for a month and she comes back with a full British? I think it's Jennifer Coolidge.
Phoebe?
No.
It's a side
The
character.
whole episode is they.
Was it?
Madonna did that.
Yeah,
Madonna
Madonna did
did
it.
Too British.
Yeah. There's a whole episode in Friends where the one friend goes off and she comes back and I'm British now, and it's like you were there for a week and she's like, but it's so like she went. That's
Right.
me.
Was that Joey?
No, it was.
Phoebe, it was Phoebe, I believe.
I thought it was Phoebe
It was-
too.
Yeah.
It was that or Phoebe's mom.
It was
I think.
Phoebe's mom, or yeah.
Well, she had a twin sister too, so Phoebe
That's
was
true.
also. Here's the thing: I don't
Friends.
mind the Madonna one because she married a British guy, so that I don't mind.
But she's from Detroit.
That's well, I mean, at least if you're gonna commit to the accent, she dove head first. She married Guy Ritchie.
So you think an accent is sexually transmitted?
I haven't done that experiment personally, but I can't say no.
I have had sex with a British girl, and I do not think it's sexually.
Oi! But you do pick it up wherever. It's the most annoying thing. We were in Texas on the tour, and oh hey y'all, great to see you. It's like, what are you doing? This is not you.
Bless
You're
your
from
heart.
Los Angeles. You don't have an accent.
But I
Yeah.
feel like I could fit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
No,
wouldn't be that hard.
you don't.
Yeah, I definitely could.
You
I
don't.
got rid of y'all because I wanted to fit in, and now I have to go back to saying y'all because I got yelled at by a college for saying hey guys.
Oh, really?
And so now I have to go back to saying hey y'all to stay safe.
Y'all,
That's great.
I've ruined my-
y'all is PC.
Yeah, because
What?
you're addressing the group
Everybody.
of people and you're not gendering the way you're speaking to the crowd.
I mean, the South was way ahead of its time. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. They're just getting ahead on
Right.
the PC.
They're progressive.
They're-
The South
in
is
fact, they're
progressive.
more progressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who'd have
Exactly.
thought?
Yeah.
Meth makes you PC. Got it. We figured it all out.
Has there been any other college things you've had where they've been like it was like something like that where it was like super politically correct that you had to deal with?
I did a show in a cathedral.
Oh no!
wow.
And it's just no matter how clean you are, you don't feel like you're ever clean enough to do jokes with Jesus Christ on the stage. Like
Yeah.
there was a giant cross, and I was like, so that's tough.
Was he behind you? Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
judging you, just like
In the back.
Exactly.
All right, come on.
I was like, this really hits different. So
Were you raised Catholic too?
yes.
there you go. Then
So
all-
it really
all the
was
guilt.
triggering. Yeah.
So I think we had that same. You said you overcorrected. We had
Yeah.
the same overcorrection as well because we were like, we did Sunday. We went church every Sunday. We went to Sunday school, CCD, confirmed all that shit, and now we're like, I never want to go to church again. Ever.
Yeah.
I don't care if we do a show. I don't want to go to church.
Yeah.
I would
Done.
perform for a church. I would.
I would.
You would take their money.
Oh, of course.
right.
Absolutely.
They have
Yeah.
budgets.
I've donated enough. I feel like it's
Yeah.
time to
We've
pay it
tithed.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've
exactly.
tithed. Yes, I've done the holy water. It's time to get it back.
It'd be
Yes.
weird. It'd be weird with Jesus on stage, though.
It was. I was like, are we holding a rosary? What are we doing?
Although I know for a fact I'd go up there and be like, look, that joke was a side splitter, and I'd point to the wound in it.
Ah!
Yeah, see, great.
I love it.
I should go.
That's
end my life.
You die harder than Jesus on stage. That's impressive.
Hey, I got two other guys with me, so you
That's true. Bombing together is never fun. That's when three people bomb. It's
I mean,
Oh yeah, because sometimes I guess one of you could like save it, or two, if someone's just
you can bail out if he says something stupid like that. You're like, well, that guy's an idiot, like whatever.
Right.
But
We can just trash him.
if all of us are bombing this, it's like an earthquake. Where 1.0 ain't bad. 3.0 is like okay. 6.0 is like oh fuck, like shit's
We're
going
broken.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exponential.
Doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Usually, if it does, it's only.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often. That's for sure.
Well, no, we've gotten.
we're safe from bombing.
I'm not
Why
saying
is
we're
that
safe
funny,
from
Jeff?
But it's when it does, it's energy. It's a controllable. Like it's because all of us are too low energy or like too nonchalant or something like. I feel like that's just
We
any,
did.
Or we
did-
address them as hey guys in the beginning. That's
and then,
usually-
and they hate you from the get.
Yeah, exactly. We
For
left
sure.
out some,
I had to dig myself out of a hole, and that was the first thing I said on stage.
Did you realize at the time that is what happened?
Absolutely not. I
okay.
didn't realize why they were tight. I just kept thinking like, okay, everyone has something up their butt.
Yeah, college.
But
gig.
then I got an email later, and my agent was like, hey, we should discuss this. And I was like, what is there to say?
yeah.
Because I can receive this feedback, but you cannot control the fact that I hate that I hate this with my whole self.
Yeah. Do you think colleges are too PC?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I will say 8 out of 10 colleges I go and I'm like, how clean do you want me to be? And they go, we don't give a fuck. I should have asked you if this was cleanish.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
I was like, we don't give a fuck.
Just
Wait.
Don't
You
use
said
gendered-
guy. You said guys,
Hey,
and that's
guys,
offensive
yeah.
to us and Jeff.
Just
So-
don't use gendered language. That's all we ask. You didn't ask for our pronouns at the beginning of this, so it is a
So
little
sorry.
rude. But
I'm so sorry.
we had them in our bio on our.
Yeah, they want you to
Instagram.
say like folks or I mean I never thought.
I'll
of
say y'all now, yeah.
y'all. That's good.
Yeah,
we did
but-
a college gig where it was open to the public,
yeah.
so anybody can come, and there were there were like a couple of like 10-year-olds that ended up coming to the show,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it was like a family-friendly college gig. So people.
It was
like,
at Cal Poly, right?
people
Yeah, it was
brought
at
their
Cal Poly.
Mitchell's
Yeah.
alumni.
my
Alma
alumni,
mater.
yeah.
Alma mater.
And I like tried doing crowd work with one of the 10-year-olds. Like, oh, hey, what's your name, little guy? And she's like, I'm a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're just screwed from there. What do you do after that?
Oh, he
Bomb.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
It was like a guy slipping on 7 banana peels. He just kept trying to be like, "Oh, I meant like,
It's falling down an escalator. It was brutal.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
If he bombs or says something bad, it's the rest of the set is gone
You
because
implode.
he
It
just
doesn't happen often.
He just rolls down an escalator. It's never.
It was also such a weird gig because we headlined, but Trevor Wallace opened for us, so it was like
What did he say to the 10-year-old?
nothing. But
Nothing,
He
nothing.
crushed, and everybody knew him.
man. What's up? This was like 5.
It was a while ago.
Like 5
It was
years
4 years
ago,
ago.
at least.
Yeah.
But it was like
So they didn't tell you like you have to be child clean. They just were like, there
It
are
wasn't-
children here.
It wasn't that it was not the child clean. It was that it was such an awkward statement, and the response was so perfect from the little girl in the
Yeah.
crowd that it just made everybody weird out. And Mitchell got really weird about it, and then it just made everything else weird.
Right.
I thought they weren't going to pay us.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it's
I
my
have
fault.
third-hand embarrassment
Yes.
from that
Oh.
right now.
I've had a lot of those moments. I'll be honest.
girl.
I did a show recently in San Diego, and the booker was like, hey, can you work clean? And I was like, absolutely, because I was opening for Justin Rivera, who's a lovely magician, and he does a kid-friendly show.
Oh, nice.
And so I was opening for him, and I didn't work clean is different than 6-year-old clean.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Because a 6-year-old doesn't care about the clean jokes I might have that have nothing to do with 6-year-olds.
Yes.
And so I almost had a panic attack before the show. It's one of the most nervous shows I've had in my whole career because I was like, okay, children's show, but the adults are there bringing the children. I was thinking like the median age of the crowd would be like 15 or 12 or something. No, it was like 80% 6-year-olds. There was like one parent to every 4 kids. There were people screaming and crying before the show. I looked out and I was like, I'm going to bomb so hard. And I also, do I even have 25 minutes that is applicable to 6-year-olds?
Yep, 25.
Probably not.
And so I just, in the moment, edited all my jokes from my regular clean stuff and like made them dumber. I don't know.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
And?
I got through it. I did crowd work with a child and it backfired, but not as horribly as
Okay, good.
yours.
That's good.
I I did crowd work with the child, and then he just kept shouting out the rest of the time.
That's good.
But I had solicited it one time, so then I was like, if I get mad at the kid, then the whole audience is going to hate me and be like, this bitch is like now mad at this kid.
You can't tell a kid to shut up.
Yeah.
You could have just been like, your dad doesn't love you. Stop talking.
Yeah. But I've never been that nervous for like any other show in my life. I was like, I'm going to ruin this. What if I like parents yell at me later?
The money gigs are like anything like that where it's like, hey, I'm paying you to be clean is like,
We do. Have you
just
done
done TikTok dances.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Have you done the Electric Comedy Theater in St. George?
No.
We'll have to hook you
Great
up.
spot.
Great spot. We'll have to hook you up with
Cool.
the girl.
Shout out to Val.
But we were supposed to go on. We were supposed to perform on, I think, Saturday. But Friday we got there early. Like, yeah, if you want to come do
It's a family friendly show.
it's a family friendly show. We're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, we'll do it. We have some clean material. What we didn't know is that it was a talent show. The kids were going up and doing their acts,
And you were hosting?
and
No,
we
we
were
were-
the end of it.
We closed it out.
We
the
closed
big
it out.
finish.
we
So
were
they-
featuring for the headliner was a firefighter.
Oh, the headline was a fire.
Oh, that's true.
I forgot about that. So the kids are going up
No.
doing like some of them are doing stand-ups, like
Popsicle jokes.
Yeah, jokes.
Some
popsicle
were doing jokes written by their parents, and it was hilarious because they would be telling the jokes, and you were like, oh, the husband clearly wrote this to send a message to the
To
wife.
dig. Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
very much like, oh, that's why mom's always nagging me. Like it was hilarious. It was like very obvious who wrote the jokes.
A couple of the jokes were stolen material, which I told him afterwards. I'm like, don't use other comics' jokes, you fucking little rat. And then
Little Carlos Mencia.
Yeah.
Did they crush harder than you?
One of them
mid.
destroyed.
Oh yeah.
One of them destroyed. The other ones were like, little.
we were, I will say, better
Shy
than the
kids.
firefighter. I will say we should have headlined that gig over the firefighter.
Absolutely.
Like the kids did very well.
He was in full garb though. I mean, how do you beat that as a kid? You can't. So
There was an
What did
oct.
the firefighter guy do?
He just talked about being a firefighter and how he helps people, and like, he kind of showed some pictures of like his Dalmatian and like random stuff. He'd be like, "This is my helmet. When I run into a fire, I make sure I put my helmet on." Like,
Well,
that-
yeah,
He had a couple jokes in between.
he did have. He had the kids come out. You want to try the jacket? You want to try the helmet?
Yeah.
And
There was also an octopus dance party, I believe, in the middle.
there was
Somebody's
So
yeah, it was
Yes.
an octopus dance.
Yeah.
I will say there was one girl who was a little cocky going into it. She was very much like, these jokes are, I'm like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, I'm doing stand up. And I'm like, okay, like, you excited? She's
she was
like,
backstage,
No, I'm
yeah.
gonna do it. And I'm like, okay. She did it, bombed, and I was like, and then she came off, and I'm like, oh, how'd it go? And she's like, and she just started crying. I'm like, that's fucking good.
She'll never do it again.
Never do it again.
Hopefully not. Hopefully
That's a good
not.
lesson to learn early, though.
crush the dream.
Just learn that when you're 8, you bomb, you'll forget about it. Go to recess the next day and
Right.
just never think about
Oh,
it.
When you
Alex,
can bounce back.
We still remember Alex's. Alex bombed a. It wasn't bombing. He was so bad at acting in 4th grade, and we had done commercials as kids, so like we actually got paid to do acting as kids. And then he was so bad in our 4th grade play that they actually had to replace him.
Yeah.
And he, as
They gave me the lead.
Prospector Goldman. I
was the-
believe.
His role was like a tree or something.
Yeah,
No, he didn't even get a role.
I got
He was
the lead
background.
role in our 4th grade play for the Gold Rush as Prospector Goldman.
Not
And,
Jewish, by the
he's
way.
not Jewish.
Yeah.
But I got the lead. They just gave it to me because I had getting paid to do commercial. Our elementary school actually had some talent come out of it. Not
did.
us, but
Joey King,
Joey King and her sisters all
King
went
sisters
there.
all went there.
Yeah.
And then we did acting as well. But I was
Shailene Woodley as well.
Shailene Woodley. I was so bad that I remember
It was
this
like Glee. It
I
was like
remember
Glee
this
at our-
vividly because after I got fired, I cried. I put a trash bag over my head.
No, he put a Trader Joe's bag over his
I
head,
was
and
like,
you could
and he
see.
asphyxiated?
yeah.
Okay.
And then you could see the tears through the brown paper bag after I got fired. But she was like, she gave me the one teacher gave me a note. She's like, listen, you just found gold. Like, pretend like you're super excited, like you just won the lottery. And in my head,
No, you had $1 million.
and yeah, like you just won $1 million. And I scoffed at her and go, I already have $1 million. Because one of the other kids
Oh,
told me,
no.
it was so bad. One of the other kids told me like, oh, you're on a commercial. That means you're a millionaire. And I'm like, I guess it does. So I was like, this is,
Aw.
yeah, I just absolutely deserved it. But yeah, then I got fired and I put the Trader Joe's bag over my face and
I think that was also the same year you accidentally blackfaced as well.
accidentally, we did a school project.
I was like,
Yeah.
Yes. We did a school project and you had to dress up as a historical figure. I was Martin Luther King Jr. So I
This doesn't sound like an accidental blackface.
no one
He was a kid.
I was a kid. No one told me otherwise. So I put a little makeup on my face and did the I memorized the speech and everything. It was great.
He watched his idols, Jimmy Kimmel and Justin Trudeau.
But no one told
so
me.
who told?
No, it wasn't even a big deal.
To be fair, this falls on my mother for not saying anything
Or
either.
the teacher
Because
or
my mom
principal.
dropped us off at school, clearly with him.
Is this the only podcast where you somehow just got your mom canceled?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
She's
they-
okay with it.
Okay.
It was an innocent. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jeff's like, ugh.
By the way, we're at Big Zen Studios. We want pitchforks and
Send all your
torches.
hate
Come
mail.
here. All your hate mail here.
I'm fine.
Yeah, it's not like I'm still doing
What'd
it.
you end up getting on the project?
I got an A.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. No one said anything. It wasn't. I don't think
You
it was.
whole the whole day
yes, the whole
around adult people at school.
Yeah, the rest
nobody
of the day.
said it. We're from Simi Valley, which is home of the.
This was the year 2000.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe 2000 2000.
Yeah. So you were 8. You were in 3rd, 4th grade.
4th grade, so I might have been 10.
Why does it feel like it would have to be like 1918? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
right,
I'm
right.
like 2000 feels too soon.
Yeah. No, it is too soon for that for sure. But again, It was I almost think a that quarter. falls It on was the- almost. It was almost a quarter century ago. That falls on the parents.
Totally. No, yeah.
Everybody
As a
that's-
child, but I'm just saying you went around school all day and all of these adults encountered you and were like, just let him go.
Yeah. I don't think it was as big a deal.
School
back then,
project.
but-
Yeah, he's expressing himself. Let
Yeah.
him do it.
You're here. I mean, yeah. Who are they to tell you not to dress up?
I just
like
try to
a
get
hero at
ahead
the
of it.
time?
I just wanted to admit it before I get canceled if a picture comes out.
Someone finds, yeah.
I don't think there is a picture though, unless they put
I don't
it in
think
like
there
the yearbook. You know, like,
Yeah.
they'll have like everybody's picture, and then
Yeah.
ours would be like the next page would be like a collage of all things that happened.
That
in
was
class.
another superlative he won. Was most likely to blackface again. So he did.
the blackface incel.
So it was
Wow.
arts and crafts projects after this.
Yeah.
Well,
Clearly, we've grown up.
have you ever blackfaced?
No.
Okay, good.
Ever.
Just making sure.
Can you turn my mic up for that part?
yeah.
I have not in any way, shape, or form ever participated in blackface. Thank
Perfect.
you.
That's good to hear.
Perfect.
On
Good
the
to get that.
record.
Got it on the record. I'll clip that just for you, and I'll send it. I'll send it to you later. So something you said that was I'm curious about. Are you married or are you getting married?
Married, yes.
You're married.
Already,
Okay,
yes.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You said you were excited to get rid of your last name.
Yeah.
Why were you excited to get rid of your last name when you were getting married?
Well, because I'm not a huge fan of my dad.
Fair enough.
Also, it's Polish and has extra letters. So every single time I was at any comedy show since the beginning of time, if someone was hosting, they'd like get so much anxiety about pronouncing my last name. And I could just see that social anxiety for people. And I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of different versions. Kuzekiel, Kusicil, whatever. It's Kusil. It's has extra letters. I get it.
Yeah.
But when I got married, my last name is now Wolschlager,
Oh,
which is worse.
it sounds cooler, but it is hard.
It is 16 letters and untenable. It doesn't even fit. You know when you have to fill out like government forms, like
Yeah.
it doesn't
Doesn't
fit
fit.
in the boxes. A nightmare.
Yeah.
So I was excited to legally change it because I was tired of being a Kusil. But then I looked at my husband and I was like, you understand that I'm never using this ever in the light of day, maybe on legal documents. And he was like, absolutely, I don't even use it. He uses his middle name for work.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Pretty nice.
So he was like, oh, yeah. So I just kept KDK because I had chopped off the rest of my last name before we got married. And then I was like, okay, well.
It has a
still
better
KDK.
flow too. KDK
Thank you
has a
so
better
much.
flow.
I
than
like Katie
Wolfschlager.
Wolschlager.
Yeah.
That's a hilarious.
That's a badass name. It sounds like a German
It's
dish.
powerful, but
It is
yeah.
very powerful.
It's giving like big dick energy, I guess.
for sure.
German
For sure.
dick energy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
It gives off like Beowulf vibes. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna go like storm a Nordic town.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it sounds like. If you hyphenated that, your kid would be miserable.
Absolutely.
Kusil Wolschlager.
Yeah. A nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a long name.
weird hyphen situation.
So you weren't like one of those like. It's funny now because I feel like there's a lot of our friends. There's been resistance on like, yo, I'm not taking your last name, or like, I want to hyphenate it. I mean, we don't have much. We're a proud people. We're not very tall. We're not giving much, but we do like our last name.
Yeah. So your team keep.
That's a deal breaker for us.
Yeah.
It is a deal break. If you do not take our last name, it's done.
I will not marry a girl if she doesn't take my last name.
Would you hyphenate?
No.
Hold on.
I know.
Here's why I refuse to hyphenate.
We love our dad.
Here's why I refuse to hyphenate my last name.
Okay.
Because I think it's the smallest sign of showing your child or children that you're not completely on the same page. You can't agree to just one name for your family. So instead, you're trying to do both parts instead of unifying as one name.
Why don't you agree to her name?
I don't have much in this world.
Was that your follow-up?
No, my follow-up was, what if you agreed to a mutually different third last name?
I was going to think that a lot of people are choosing their own last name now.
Yeah.
We have a friend that did. We had a friend that.
No, he ended up taking her last name.
I thought they created. No, they created a last name. Yeah. His last name. He had a very generic name. Okay. I'm not going to say it. It was pretty much John Smith.
Okay.
Very generic name.
It was literally
pretty much pretty close. very close to that. Yeah.
But he changed it. He changed his last name because his name was so generic. He changed it. Him and his wife agreed on a very hybrid last name. So it's like, okay, I see why they did that, because I know when it comes to like filing taxes or anything, it's an absolute nightmare if your name is John Smith or
like you could have been Katie Wolfsicle. That would have been pretty cool.
Mistakes have been made.
Yeah, right?
I should have done that.
Wolfsicle.
I can never change it, like, in the history of... Even if worst case scenario happens in the future, which it won't, and I get divorced, I would think I would keep this last name because of how hard it is to change your name. It took me a full entire year.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so much paperwork. So it's like, say la vie, I'm a Wolfschlager forever now. I can't go back.
The driver's license,
passport, social security.
That's insane.
All of it.
You're part of the wolf den.
Yeah.
That's what you are.
There you go.
That's
Wolfsicle. Okay, so you wouldn't do a third?
No, I wouldn't do a third.
So you're saying... Here's what you just said.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're starting a family together, and bringing this family together. We're all going to agree on one common thing, but it can't be anything else but my name.
We have to agree on what I want.
Yes. It can only be what I want. We're gonna mutually agree on what I want.
Well, it's not what I want. It's what it's. That's how it's been for all of history, pretty much. And also, yes, I will.
This is not surprising.
History's changing.
This is not surprising coming from a guy that's black-faced.
Do you have a different opinion?
I would probably opt for my name. Here's my thing. My whole thought is like, I do think that you are coming together as a family. I tend to be more traditional on that end, but it's also like during the marriage and stuff. Women get the fancy ring. They get most of the input on the marriage. I feel like the name is not a bad trade-off. Yeah. That's my thought.
I can't really die on this hill because I did take his last name. You know what I mean? So I'm really not a good representative. But yeah.
I mean, I think for us in particular, we are very. There's a lot of ego, and we're just we're very. Yeah, we get this pride.
And you care about passing the name on to your children.
There is tradition, yes.
My name dies with me. I'm not having kids.
Well, there you go.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a brother, so we'll see.
There might be another Casil somewhere out
there.
Maybe.
In Bentonville somewhere, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm that's my thing.
That's like
But Alex isn't even entertaining any other option.
That's one stipulation of if I'm marrying someone, I don't care. I will concede other things, but that's the one thing it's a non-negotiable.
My ego and like personal thoughts on it aside, logistically it's not a bad last name. Virzi.
Yeah.
It's 2 syllables, easy, 5 letters, has a good ring to it.
Right. It's no Wolfschlager.
It's no Wolfschlager. Yeah. Exactly. I could fill out government forms.
People don't pronounce it wrong, right?
No. Sometimes it gets Virzi. Some people put a T.
Okay,
Virzi, but
those
nothing,
are mild.
Yes,
relative
exactly.
to yours.
It's not like your problem, no.
Yeah.
Or Wolfschlager.
Yeah.
But do you think women should be taking the man's last name in a marriage?
I don't have a hard stance on it. I think it's harmless and shows like you're a new unit.
Okay, agreed.
I think a hyphen is just kind of difficult.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just logistically difficult, and it makes I don't know, but I think it should be kind of like I wouldn't recommend bringing it up early on
No.
dates or anything. It should be like it should be like pre-proposal, but not sooner than that. To
Maybe
bring
like
it
when
up.
you're moved in together.
Yeah.
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 Oh no, I'd bring it up. If the conversation was there, I'd just be like, "Yo, this is what it is."
That's your first date conversation.
Yeah. I think-
I blackface.
You're taking my last name.
I blackfaced in 4th grade, and by the way, you're taking my last name. Be proud.
I mean, here's the thing. I've noticed the people that have hyphenated last names, this might be a generalization, tend to be, not the people that blend in with me. We don't necessarily.
Can you
mesh
expand on that,
well.
please? Do you want people to blend?
No, not foreign. I didn't say foreign.
You
people.
don't mesh with people that have the opinion of the hyphen.
I'm saying the people that I know, the hyphenated people that I know,
Who do you know that has a hyphenated?
are not one of our friends' wives.
It doesn't associate.
First
Well,
of all, our
this
friends'
sounds
wives,
like blatant discrimination on your
friends'
part.
wives. I don't know how to tell you.
Oh,
Yes.
I think I know. Okay,
Yes.
that's hyphenated.
Yes.
Well, that explains a lot.
Thank you.
Would you go so far as to place this information and this stance in a dating profile?
I actually think it's.
on a Hinge profile. I would say this is a non-negotiable.
I think it's a power move.
You would ruin your matches with a lot of women. I think.
I
least
admire
in
a
Los
strong
Angeles.
stance either way.
Yeah, of course.
So like if you're going to be this bold and dig in, like, okay.
Yeah.
There's also probably a decent chunk of ladies that would be like, I
want that.
sure, that's fine.
Yeah. I want a manly man that will stand by his name and
Or some just don't like
Blackface
their
in
dad.
4th
Yeah,
grade.
Yeah.
exactly. They want to get rid of the Arkansas and
Right.
like, cool, we'll take Wolfslinger.
I will say the hyphen, like even just everything you do, it would become more difficult. The paperwork, just general name filling
Yeah.
out, and then it's like, oh, are you this? Are you that? Like it would.
Because you
You
still
still have to change your last name if you're doing that. You still
Yeah.
add the hyphen. It's still going through all the documents.
You
and doing
still
all that work.
exactly. So you still have to legally do all that. And then also think of all the times you're on the phone with like a cable provider or just every time you spell your name on the phone, which is so triggering to me every time. I have to like hold something while I'm on the phone spelling my shit to people because they get overwhelmed by letter 6 and I have to start over. And so like, do you ever do like a sing-songy thing? Because it used to be like my mom's maiden name was Drabick and she was like D as in dog, R-A, B as in boy, I-K.
Yep.
And I would be like Kusil, like Lucille, but with a K, but it's spelled different, but like for pronunciation. But
Yeah.
for Wolfschlager, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no sing-songy like easy way. So I'll be like W-O-H.
On the third U, there's an
S-C-H.
umlaut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, W-O-H?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's not even wolf.
no.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Wolsch. It's like W-O-H-L-S-C-H-L-A-E-G-E-R.
Wow.
Ah.
That's
Wow,
a Scrabble
that
bag.
is-
Yeah.
That's. We would do V as in Victor, I-R, Z as in zebra, I.
That's really cute and I like
Yeah,
it.
That's what my mom.
That's
did.
what my
I'm
mom did.
jealous.
My
And
mom
now we
would
just
do that
stay with
growing
it.
up.
So.
Well,
But, you know.
how long have you been married now? What's the
2 years?
2
Oh, wow.
years?
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
Do you have any secrets for guys to help them get married?
Oh. I met my husband on Tinder.
Nice.
So I'm a dating app pro, like I'm into those. Although I've heard Tinder is more of a wasteland now than it used to be.
Yes,
100%,
correct.
Yeah.
When
so
did you discuss? When did you and your husband meet?
6 years ago.
Okay, so it was before it got real sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much girls promoting their Instagrams, fake profiles like
OnlyFans.
bots selling
Bots,
their
yeah.
OnlyFans, Snapchats, ads, a lot of
Yes, just sex work advertising.
Yeah,
kind of.
Okay.
You know
lot of
the
interesting
like
LA types.
the nude maids, like some of the vans that have
Oh
that?
yeah.
Tinder is pretty
Topless.
much like that now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Back
it's just
pages.
it's a back page, or if you want somebody to clean your house for $99.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, worse than before.
Yeah, so good. You got
Yeah.
it while it was good.
Ooh.
But you guys, that was just like a conduit for you guys to meet. But like, what
Yeah.
sold you on your husband? Like, what was like? Was there anything early on where you're like, this is husband material right here?
Yeah, so even though in the movie Just Friends they say don't do day dates, we did a day date because I was super worried about I also as a comic and I was working at a restaurant at the time, I didn't have any open nights.
Yeah.
Or it was super late and I was like, ugh. So we did a day date and I appreciated that. So I would say that is an option. We did
Yeah.
like brunch.
It wasn't. That didn't come off as like platonic.
It's on Tinder.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
It came off as like respecting my time because I said I wasn't really available many nights, and he was like, "Well, what about brunch then?"
Solid.
Yeah.
And also, you're probably not like especially after a first date, you're probably not gonna fuck at like 2 p.m. You know what I mean? So it's like the kind of the hooking up is off the table, so that's kind of like a lot less pressure.
It's more approachable. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I also think I've started telling my friends to do this. FaceTiming before the date saves so much time.
That's what he was doing.
Because you can rule people out so easily on their energy on FaceTime.
Oh, yeah. That, and then, like, if the conversation doesn't flow, it's like, well, hey, you know what?
We tried.
Yeah, we tried. Yeah. Or you see something in their room. Like, if you FaceTime someone and you see, like, oh, my God, this guy's got an American...
makeup.
Hey, why do you have a gallon of shoe polish?
Wait, do you organize what's behind you specifically to subconsciously reel people in? Yeah.
No.
My room
His room is a prison with an... His room
my
is
room
just
has-
bare white walls.
I have an American flag hanging from my room. 'cause
American flag on the side, which
I didn't
is
have
fine.
any art to put up there, so,
So
I'm
they'll
like,
know you're patriotic?
Yes.
the wall was empty. We
Well,
had... on our old-
it's very it's very frat boy like because he has the LED lights, which is just our apartment building doesn't have.
He's
like,
the
the red
oldest
lights.
TikToker in the world.
He has the LED lights, American flag on the wall. What else?
I have a Kobe Bryant poster.
Kobe Bryant poster. Like it's very frat boy. He's
It's a great
30.
poster.
He's a 30.
But it's also
A trash can full of Kleenex tissues.
So wait, what would you rule out if you saw that in their background? What would give you the ick?
If I saw in a girl's background, what would I see?
on a FaceTime.
Because
Another guy.
Ideally.
it does feel like someone with the flag and the neon lights
Oh, I agree.
might be throwing stones.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. No,
You haven't seen the trend with him?
Yeah.
No. I hide it, or at least like I do the corner of my bed and like I maybe show just a little touch now just to test the
Just
waters.
red part of the flag.
Now, this might be a little extreme. Maybe I've been in LA too long. I'm going to go with a dream catcher.
Oh.
I think a dream catcher, I'm just like, you're relying on this like piece of trash to like make your dreams come
Gotcha.
true.
Or like crystals.
some say it's
I will second and say a tapestry.
The tapestries I'm okay with. I think a tapestry.
Some
kind
of them.
A
If they're
tapestry kind of implies you smoke weed all the time.
Fair enough.
That's what I would get off that. But
Okay.
mermaids.
a mermaid in a room.
You're like, let me get my scroll.
yeah.
If they're 8 years old.
Well, that too. But
Yeah.
no, I swear I saw somebody with like a big mermaid thing, and I'm like, I don't know why. I just immediate ick for me.
Yeah.
I know. I already know exactly what you're going
the-
to say.
The biggest ick I've ever saw on a wall was this girl had a poster on it that said, "Till death we do art." And I don't think I've lost a boner so fast in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's rough.
And then she saw my American flag, and this is like, we're never working out together. And that was that.
The only other thing I can think of is a pink salt Himalayan lamp.
No,
What do you got against Himalayan
Yeah,
salt?
a pink Himalayan salt.
No.
lamp. That
He
was
doesn't
it,
like
yep.
that. He doesn't like that it's from Himalaya.
You
He
don't
does not
like breathing well?
I don't actually.
I don't know why I took umbrage with this. I don't have one.
Oh,
It's more some of the girls that have it are very like they're also the ones that would read like tarot cards and like they're very.
are
some
you into
very
any of that?
spiritual.
I feel like
Yeah, a little.
really.
I was like, ew.
I was about to say I was like she either likes it or like the Arkansas in her is like this shit's stupid.
Oh, yeah, but I've been here for 10 years, so it did seep in.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I do like psychics.
Okay.
You actually go to a psychic?
Yeah.
Has a
Not
psychic
a lot, like once a year.
has the
My-
psychic actually worked for you?
Yeah.
Really?
No, and I've absolutely been to a couple where I was like, oh, that was a scam. And I'm like self-aware that, oh, that was not a real one. But I've definitely been to ones that are like communicating with.
Would they tell you or would?
One of them, and it's like not Googleable stuff. One of them was like, oh, there's a female energy coming through that like she's pointing to her pinky finger. She's like pointing at a ring on it. Does that like give you anyone? And my great grandma, the only thing she gave me before she died was a pinky ring. Or like it was a ring that only fit on my pinky or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's like not Googleable. That's the
No.
only gift she ever gave me because she died pretty early in my life.
Rip.
So yeah, so like that person, I think specifically the other stuff she said. Oh, and it was before I started stand up, and I came out here for acting, and she said, I see you, like, do you sing or anything? Like, I see you in front of a crowd with like a microphone. And at the time I was like, I don't sing. Like, it can't, like, and so I like shot it down. And then 2 years later I started stand up and I was like, oh.
She got you. She was way
right.
in the future.
Yeah.
She planted the seed.
So, like, you know.
That I can see. I do think some of them are actually like legit.
Yeah.
Some have like, they know their shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go to
haven't been
one
to
out
one.
here. I don't know if I'd go to one out here, but like I would go to like some French Quarters, backwoods, New Orleans type shit.
Yeah.
Like you get me some that has like
And leave with a hex.
Yeah, exactly.
like a swamp.
Yeah.
I would go.
Voodoo guy.
Yeah, a swamp psychic, a voodoo guy.
Shaman.
Yeah, I will do that.
You would do ayahuasca?
No,
I would, 100%.
Yeah?
I've been considering it. I've never done mushrooms, but
one of
I
these
keep hearing about it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll go to Joshua Tree and I'll get some
Sean and
mushrooms.
I have never done. Sean drinks, but other than that, he's never done anything else. I've never done anything. Period. And then Mitchell's are
Alex
alcoholic.
hasn't even had sex. I smoked weed and drank, but that's about it. Well, it's funny you say. It has to be just girls. Like girls have that like spiritual intuition or something. They always have a link to it. Like my girl, she gets premonitions,
Okay.
and like you know, some of them are
Screw what I said. We're coming to the source.
yeah. No, but she'll have like one night she just started freaking out, and I'm like just full blown anxiety attack. I'm like, what? Like what's going on? Like she's like, someone we know just got in a bad like there's a bad car accident. I see a bad car accident, and like later that night, her friend didn't tell her, but like 2 days later, she's like, yeah, on Tuesday I got in this really bad car accident in the rain. And then her other friend's like, yeah, I got in an accident too. She saw both the car accidents.
She's got spidey senses.
Yeah. You know, I was like, holy.
Does this happen regularly or like twice ever?
She
type
doesn't
of thing?
seek them out,
Right.
but it does happen. It does
So
happen.
she can't like sit and like channel things.
No.
She can't channel. No, they just
Right.
kind of come to her.
Okay.
And I think she does production, like she's a production manager, and she was at a cemetery yesterday on set, and she said a little spirit was fucking with her, took her AirPod, and then put it back later in her pocket.
That might just. I don't believe that one. I think that's just her being clumsy. and
Losing an
Possibly,
AirPod.
possibly,
Yeah.
possibly.
It
But
took just the one AirPod. How did they carry it?
I don't know.
Well, there you go.
With
I
their
think that.
ghost hands.
Yeah, I think that's
of course.
stupid. So
Casper's got hands.
I stand. I don't. I think that's.
But the
Well, you know
Premonition-
how
but
they
she-
can like move plates or like open a cabinet.
Yeah, they might have just.
They can like touch stuff.
No, I get that, but then you would see an AirPod floating, so I immediately disprove
But
that.
the same thing with how you were talking about the very specific, like the pinky ring. She
Yeah.
had it with. She went to New Orleans a couple of weeks ago, and she had the psychic said like, "Oh, I see like this black cowboy hat with a specific band on it," and she's like, "The only other person that is even close to that in my life that's had it is my grandpa." Like she's talking about my
Yeah.
grandpa, and like she started describing him, and it was like the same
Maybe
thing.
she watched an episode of Yellowstone.
Maybe.
Also possible.
But yeah, so it was like it's crazy,
Yeah.
but I feel like that never happens with guys. Like it just doesn't. Granted, I don't know a lot of guys that go to psychics, but I feel like girls always have some sort of spiritual.
Well, they also can get. I mean, women can produce life.
Well, they're oracles, and they can produce life.
We're
So-
just more tuned into the.
Yeah.
yes,
Earth,
yeah, exactly,
maybe.
exactly.
Are there even guy psychics? Is that a thing?
They're
Are
called
there-
they're called pickup artists. Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of. Do you
guys
believe
like
in like astrology and all that shit?
Wow. tell us your opinion on it.
That's not a loaded question. I actually do to a degree, just for
Do you
reference.
Oh, you do. You don't sound like it.
No. I because I do kind of believe in some of it.
So I don't live my life by it. I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there's like, if you're viewing it through a lens where you're expecting it to line up, it will.
Yeah.
Like if you're reading like pros and cons about yourself and you're like, oh yeah, I am thoughtful. It's
Yeah.
like, well, sure.
Yeah.
You're going to say
Manifesting.
that. Right. So I don't like read my daily horoscope or anything like that, but I think I kind of line up with a Capricorn,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I believe in
Oh God.
I believe in astrology to a degree because, you know, some girls are like, oh my gosh, the moon and the tides or whatever affect my moods. And I'm like, I don't think so. But then at the same time, girls can also like sync up their periods and stuff to other girls.
Right.
So then I'm like, you know what? If I synced up, like, I don't even know with my brother. I don't even know
Boners.
if I synced up boners with my brothers, I would start to believe in like astrology to a degree.
Yeah, sure. I think, have you ever had a crazy day where you feel like everyone's feeling just completely unhinged
And then we all sync up boners?
Googled and then Googled if it's a full moon, and it is? Because
Yes,
I do
sleep it,
that all the
yes.
time. I maybe in the last year 6 different times, or however, I don't remember how many full moons, how long it takes to have a full
There's
moon.
12.
There's 12.
Yeah, so at least like a handful of times in the last year, I was like, this day everything is like wrong, and everyone's so prickly feeling, and like what's going on? And I've been like, you know what? And Googled, and it was a full moon in it. So
That's crazy.
I
actually felt that way about the beginning, like the first 2 weeks of this year. I felt like everybody here was out of whack.
yeah,
Everybody here, huh? Not even the rain. No, I just feel like everybody had either an attitude or they're like everybody was kind of zoned out of it. And then after the 2 weeks, someone's like, "Oh yeah, Mercury's not in retrograde anymore." Like, and then everybody mellowed out. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, there's no way.
I'm gonna go with the rain on that one.
Yeah, it might be the rain too, but even then, it was before like the holidays. So.
But what I will say is, when I at my old job, I used to be able to tell when my coworkers hadn't gotten laid.
oh, okay.
So I could be like, "Oh, you
just looked in the mirror.
Well, you could just sense it. They were just like more on edge
like
or whatever.
pent up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 100%. And I'd be like, "Yo, when was the last time?" And they'd be like, "It's been a while." I'm like, "Got it, okay."
Do something about it.
Yeah.
Then.
I mean, well, we had some sketchy coworkers back in the day.
Oh,
I
but
feel like I don't know if that's true or not. I was gonna say I feel like girls are more relaxed if they get it good, whereas guys are more braggadocious.
You are full of great opinions today.
That's
We
why
love
I stopped myself at first, and then I was like, I don't know.
he did think about it.
Yeah.
You know,
and then stood by it.
this is why there's FaceTime dates. You're exactly right. You know, if I lay it down, you're gonna be nice and relaxed. I'm just gonna be
Well,
like,
that's natural. Yeah, if you get a good one.
I don't want to brag or anything, but my old relationship, if it was good, she would call my dick sleep aid because it would help her sleep better that night.
Yeah.
Like if she got dick down so well, I'd be like, "Yo, I'm just out."
Doesn't that
or
kind
she's
of
bored.
Yeah.
Maybe that too.
isn't that a chemical reaction for anyone that's
Probably.
having sex? Is like
Yeah.
there's oxytocin, which makes you go to sleep. So like for any human that's having sex, that could happen.
Well, really,
I'm not a scientist.
I mean, yeah,
I thought it was because I was just laying down dick, but apparently not. No, but also yes, it's possible.
Okay.
well, definitely for guys. I know guys always get sleepy afterwards.
Yeah.
You're the Sandman. You help people sleep. You've never heard that? The Sandman helps people sleep. That wasn't supposed to be a joke or anything. It was just a comment.
You should
on
try
that.
sleeping during this podcast and never talk again.
That's just an observation. You've never heard that? Am I an idiot?
Yeah,
Sandman.
That's a song.
It's probably a thing.
You're
Yeah,
talking
but-
about the song.
Enter the Sandman. Yeah, that's
Wrong.
No. It's not Enter the Sandman. That is by Metallica.
purpose.
You're thinking of Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
He is an anthropomorphic personification of dreams known to
It's
various.
my pronouns.
Is the Sandman good? Yeah. It's something to do with sleep. I was.
I like how you looked and you're like, in conclusion, I'm right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's what he does.
I had to
Petty competitions here.
I had to check it out.
Is there something you wish you knew about marriage before you got married?
Ooh. I'm like, what can I say?
Good or bad?
Yeah, I think in-laws are fun. I think it's like I wish they basically I got catfished by my in-laws, I think.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm trying to talk about it on stage and just it's so but essentially they pretended to be super chill. Mega fun, easygoing, and then the second we got engaged / married, they're just like
You got
real
catfished.
intense. Yeah.
they were suppressing the crazy
Yeah.
to not scare you off.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I got, you know?
They got you.
So yeah, it's that, I guess, that navigating that relationship, I wish I would have kind of gone into it more eyes wide open.
Yeah. I mean, it does. Marriage is pretty much you are taking on a whole nother person's problems.
Yeah.
So that
exactly.
the in-laws is just part of that.
Yeah.
And they're all their crazy shit. It's like, well, now I have to deal with this, even though
Yeah, but before marriage, you can kind of decide if it's worth it or like if it's a deal breaker. Because family is one of those like hot button items that if it's a deal breaker, like,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, those are your kids if you have, well,
But if they pretend to be somebody else, and it's kind of hard to
But
really...
Exactly.
if you are having kids, then it's like, oh, these are half of the grandparents they're going to be spending
Right.
their time with. Or like in our case, like our grandparents are great. Our aunts, a lot of them are crazy. So it's like, oh, they're going to be around these crazy people some of the time.
Right.
So
They're fun crazy, though.
they are fun
they're not.
crazy.
Our
Light up
aunts-
fireworks,
you
make
should-
potions, all that shit. Yeah.
You should have looked
Nice.
up what Walsh and... What is it?
Wolschlager.
I think Wolschlager
What does
means,
it translate to?
catfish by in-laws, I think it's...
Oh,
that's-
got it.
That's
Yeah,
what it
exactly.
means.
yeah, that
I
makes
think.
sense.
I could
But
be wrong.
I wonder, a lot of people probably don't talk about that, but I bet
Yeah.
that
Their
happens.
in-laws?
No, that their in-laws act different. I
Yeah.
bet a lot of people.
Yeah.
I bet that happens to a lot.
Some people
of
do it too. I feel like spouses do that too sometimes, where like once they are like in that thing, it's like they change where they don't have to like impress anymore. It's like, yo, we're fucking tied together, so like deal with it.
But
Yeah.
it's like at that, like if you've been in a relationship for more than a year or two, it's like you don't have to impress each
Yeah.
other. It's like
We
I agree.
lived together for like 3 years before we got engaged. So I think
Smart.
I had a
Yeah.
pretty like finger on the pulse of what's going on with him at all hours of every day.
Yeah.
There were no LED
Yeah.
lights and
Yeah. So I do recommend moving in together way before engagement.
You have to.
Yeah.
100%.
Living with someone is way different than just dating them.
And he knows he lives with us. That's,
Well, no, do you go on Reddit at all?
Sometimes, yeah.
There's two. I was going to ask you. There's a subreddit that's dedicated to all crazy mother-in-law stories.
Oh, send it to me.
It's awesome. And then there was one today. That was what was something in your relationship that you saw and you had to leave. And one of the things in the relationship was this girl dated this guy, and she saw his toothbrush, and he used the same toothbrush for like the last 20 years, and it was like
That'll
down
do
the
it.
middle, black, just like 3 little whiskers. And she was like, I always kind of wondered what something was up, and it was like this guy would not brush his teeth except with this tiny little thing.
I think that's a green flag. That shows he's committed.
He knows how to keep a
He
relationship
can
going.
keep it going. That is wild. That is so gross.
Yeah.
It was a lot of surprisingly, a lot of people that didn't want to brush their teeth, which you think you would find out the second you kissed them or pretty
Yeah.
close
It's
to
probably
it.
a guy thing more.
Like a mouthwash.
There's both guys didn't want to brush their teeth, but there was a girl that apparently just had horrible breath.
I mean, I'm on once a day. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You only brush your teeth once a day?
I brush my teeth once a day.
You're an animal.
I brush in the morning, and then
I like how we're all just staring at his teeth now. I mean, they look fine.
No, he's got chimp teeth. Put your tongue
okay.
down. You can see the gap in between his. No, don't overbite it. Yuck.
What's wrong with my teeth?
Once a day.
You only brush your teeth once a day.
Your poor girlfriend. This girl has put up with so much shit. I don't know why she like.
He
again,
doesn't. He doesn't go down.
Well, I was about to say I do. Well, one of the things, one of the things I was gonna
Once a
say.
year.
One of the things I was gonna say is
On the holidays.
Whenever I don't live with her, but one of the things she does that drives me crazy is if she'll use our sink. If she comes over and uses our bathroom sink, she doesn't wipe off the counter.
Is that who fucking does that?
It's always soaking.
I thought that
wet.
was you.
No, I always wipe down the counter.
You guys are definitely going to need a higher tolerance for marriage.
Yeah, that's
because
not even that bad.
I have like a list of those like level things that I basically put the list together and I was like, do I want to die on the hill of any of this?
Oh, so you
You got to pick your battles.
what?
Yeah.
What is like your? I mean, I guess they're not that petty. Like, what are your top pet? Your
I
top
got
three-
you.
Yeah.
I got you. What is your biggest argument with your husband?
Of like daily annoyances.
Yes.
They are like we have a shoe cabinet by the door. And the shoes are just they're not just by the door. They're throughout the house. I'll just find random shoes and I'm like, I bought like a piece of furniture for these so we could stop doing that.
Yep.
Socks everywhere.
Ooh, that's
When he shaves, he won't like clean out the sink of the hair, the actual pieces of hair.
Don't you dare.
You get it on the countertop.
I wipe it down every time.
No, you don't. I'll go find some right now at home.
Go.
It's
I'll do it.
treacherous.
I just did it today.
Sean and I share a bathroom, so we're pretty much married to each other. It's very annoying.
No,
Although I didn't realize he didn't brush his teeth. You know, that explains why your nightly showers or whatever, your bathroom visit is so quick. I never thought of it.
Because I don't sit in the bath. Alex will like talk to himself in the mirror. And he'll watch
shower?
videos and shit.
Affirmations.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He'll watch video. It takes him 30 minutes minimum.
Not blackface. Well, I floss. I use the floss.
I floss.
I shower.
I use
shave in the shower.
I brush once and I floss at night.
You're fucking disgusting.
How's it disgusting?
Your mouth is all dirty from the day.
You do floss.
Everything you eat.
We
lot
have the
of
little
people
dent.
don't.
The little,
Okay.
Yeah, little.
I will say it's a lot
picks.
easier with the picks. Mitchell uses the
I did the
string
old school floss.
like he's 1995. I meant to say 85.
That's
I
really
don't know
not.
if I
That
fucking-
80, even
I
80.
meant to say 1885.
There you go.
I'm just gonna. Nope, I'm not gonna say it.
Well, the shoe thing, I have that problem too because we have this shoe rack and it's fine. Like they have like 5 of the same pair of shoes.
I love how you're trying to spin this on us now.
Yes.
Even though
Oh my
I'm
God.
the one that hung the shoe rack.
You don't use it. You don't use
put
it.
shit in your thing for years. You don't use it. I use it all the time.
I've
I have-
started unrest. In the
I
household.
have 3 pairs of shoes.
her
My
face
gym
was-
shoes are outside. My
Shut up.
indoor shoes,
Her
which
face
are right
was
here.
so annoyed. She was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe what I just walked into."
Them. Alex has 4 or 5 pairs of shoes. We have a shoe rack. You know, whatever. It's our door, the closet with a shoe rack, literally to the left when you go in. He just has 5 pairs of shoes on the ground.
My shoes are all in my room.
Alex, I said Alex,
Shut
not
the
you.
fuck up. No one wants to hear this shit.
I'm just letting you know. It's
You would have if you two fucking idiots would have looked at her face during that entire story, she would have been like, "Why the fuck am I here? What am I doing with my life that I ended up listening
To be
to?"
fair, I brought up the shoe rack. I'm
So
sorry.
what? But I listened to 2 30-year-old brothers argue about fucking
it's the
shoes.
same thing.
No,
Now
it's
you know
not.
that this is a common guy problem.
Yes. So I'm not alone in
Yes.
this frustration.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I mean, I just think you put those things, you shove them deep down, you try to forget, and then when you trip over a shoe one day, you explode only once a year.
Yeah,
At
you bottle it
nighttime.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you do it, if I trip over a shoe at nighttime,
It's your fault.
It's fucking over for you.
Because it's
hoes.
your shoe.
no, it actually was yours. It was your shoes a couple times a day. But I'm not going to argue with that. It doesn't matter. I don't want to.
It's I feel like
somebody's leaving a
Don't worry.
fucking
We only have a couple more.
giant You have a giant TV in the middle of the fucking hallway.
well, yeah, I
You have a hallway TV?
no.
No, it's in a box. It's been in a box since Christmas. And I'm
So-
like, Mitch, put it in your room, and it's just in the hallway.
I got my mom's
the
old
walkway.
TV, and she's like, "Oh, hey, you can hang it on your wall." Now, I've never had I don't have a TV in my room. I haven't had one in my room for 4 years, so I've been reluctant to put one in. But in order to hang it and like mount it, we have to have like stud find. You need like a couple tools.
You
and
were
I don't have
just
it.
you were just at home on
put it
Sunday.
in
Yeah, I
your
forgot
room.
to get them.
Just put it in your
So
room.
they're upset
Just
that I'm
push
putting
it into your room.
Well, then it ruins.
push it into your
Then
room.
it ruins the aesthetic of the room.
She doesn't want to listen to this.
Anyways,
No one wants to listen. What are you
what I was
doing?
going to say is that relationships are all about managing those little things that annoy
Yeah.
you and just finding ways to
Big picture.
cope. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if there's shit you actually want to start an argument with, it's like then that really matters. But like little
Yeah.
stuff like that, it's like it's annoying, okay, whatever. But it's like
Yeah.
it's like if a dog takes a shit on the floor, it's like, well, I have a dog, so it's going to happen.
How
Right.
many pet peeves do you think you've kind of just brushed off like that?
Like under 10.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, there's not a scroll of items. And I think he's told me a couple of mine, if you want to know those.
Yes.
I leave the bathroom light on all the time, which is apparently very annoying, but I just like to see.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm going to walk back in.
Is there a fan? Do you leave the fan on in it?
No,
or-
I don't leave the fan
Okay,
on. That's-
the
I
light's
draw
not
the
bad.
line.
The light's
Yeah.
not bad. Okay.
I
A lot of girls
leave-
do like the hair on the shower wall, and they leave.
And
it.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't like to. Mine like comes out in chunks, and I like throw it away.
Okay,
like
good.
100%,
Okay.
Yeah. I leave my water bottles laying around with a cap off.
Oh, the cap
Off. Off.
Ooh, that's a
it's like you're in the
that's a
mo-
hazard.
like you're in the
I
movie-
at least
I
leave the
like
cap
how
on.
you were like same, and then the cap was what
draw
I'm
the
an
line.
animal.
that's
You're asking
Yeah.
for an electrocution
why,
right there.
Yeah.
why don't you just put the cap back on?
Is my husband here? Is he feeding you lines? Yeah, I don't know, because I'm unwell.
It's like you're in the movie Signs.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mel Gibson.
Maybe you're leaving a water bottle for every shoe that's around.
There we go. It's tit for tat.
Yeah.
I will say I am 31 and I've never had a water bottle spill or cause any sort of issue with any electronics in all 31 years.
That's not bad.
So
That's not bad.
Sean
My
used
water
to-
bottles haven't either.
Sean used to spill like once a week at dinner time, and we put him. Whenever we had to set the table, we made sure Sean sat on the right side of my dad because we knew he would spill. My dad would just backhand Sean.
Yeah. It'd be me trying to save the cup, and by the time I try and reach the cup, I'm already getting hit. Yeah.
damn, they set you up for failure.
And now I make sure I never spill anything.
there you go.
So it works.
It's a good lesson.
And I keep my caps so that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, so that's just kind of like impressive on your part that
Thanks.
this is a problem, but not really like it hasn't been a bigger issue.
Right.
Because the whole argument is, oh, well, it might spill. It's like, well, it hasn't.
Well, it has never. So
So too bad.
yeah, maybe one day if I ruin a laptop, I'll change my ways. But
Yeah, exactly.
until then, I'm gonna keep fast and loose.
Stay toxic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm at the point where I can concede those pet peeves.
Yeah.
You should be happy that anybody even tolerates you. At this point, you brush your teeth once a day. You don't go down
Better
on
than
a
zero.
lady.
I
What do you mean it's better than no?
That's a lot of slander. Is that true?
I usually don't. I usually don't need to.
I'm sorry. I keep bringing this up.
It's not a need.
Because someone told me I keep bringing this up every week.
You
but
do.
it's just-
You literally bring it up every single
But
week.
you see how traumatized people are when
it's not
the
that
girls.
I don't. I just don't a lot.
Is it? I mean, I feel like this is so uncouth to ask, but
he-
is it reciprocal? Like you both are fine with not? Like you're both just like
he
not?
demands that he
she-
gets
I mean,
it every time.
yeah.
But she
Not every time.
This-
once a year.
physically hurts me.
It's
Oh,
not what
no!
once a year. You're out of your mind. No.
Once
I
a
feel
month.
like you keep bringing it up for the greater good. Then
He
Yes.
he brings it up every time there's a girl around. That's it, because he wants the reaction.
But you see,
I'd say it's every one
Well-
in 3 times.
I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe
1 in 3 is not bad.
I don't believe that. I don't believe. yeah. Once every leap year. is
One
what
in
it is.
1 in 3 girls get the chance.
Oh God,
Once every.
it's so problematic.
We've tried to tell him that it shouldn't have to be. He's like, oh, I don't need to. It's like, no, you should want to. It's a reciprocal. It's like a
I please in other ways.
It's not by dating. I'll tell you
Putting
that.
your shoes away. Yeah, I put my shoes away and I wipe the counter off.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's to the discretion of the partner, right? If she has an issue with it, she has
Oh,
more.
that's what I was gonna. No. He tried to claim that it got him sick one time. That his
Not that it got me sick.
by doing it, it made
But
he got.
I have sensitive tonsils, so sometimes.
Well, it's because you don't brush your teeth. You fucking
No, I
disgusting
do. I do
fuck.
brush my teeth.
Yeah, I was like, I have really bad news for you about everything else you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah, well, it's sometimes the bacteria, it's.
Yeah, it's because you don't brush your teeth. You disgusting fuck.
I'm
Babe,
just saying.
babe, I can't go down to you tonight. Your pussy's making my tonsils sore.
Did you tell that to her?
It's not a problem with her. I've had it in
No,
the
did she
past.
know about the tonsil claim?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, would avoid saying
does
that.
now.
Well, I haven't had an issue with her with it, so. But in the past.
Sean, are you okay? Yeah, I just ate pussy last night. Okay, Katie, on that note, that's been our time. Please, thank you so much for
Wow, what a dismount.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank
Please
you.
plug all your socials, plug your special, all that stuff.
Oh
The album.
yeah. It's at KDK Comedy on every platform, and then my album "I Am the Trash" is coming out February 20th. Everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere you can hear a podcast, and then also on Sirius. So
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Great name. I still love that name.
thank you.
Is it you prefer it on YouTube, Spotify? Where should
Where
they
do you
check the
want them to
special
visit?
out?
Yeah, mostly Spotify. I think
Spotify?
is going to be solid.
Well, it's an album,
Get
right?
those
It's not a taping,
streams.
right?
Yeah, so I did record video, but I'm going to use that for social media clips.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah,
the best way
didn't
to
call it a full special, just calling it an album. So yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Ron,
Thank
Katie.
you.
Please check out KDK Comedy across all platforms. Thank you so much for
Tolerating us.
Thanks for having me.
Guys, we got stand-up clips coming out from the tour all throughout February and several other dates as well. We will keep you updated on tour dates, but check it all out. Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Later.
Yay.